Backstage here at the 2014 Rockstar Mayhem Festival with Paul from Cannibal Corpse. Welcome to the Mayhem in Connecticut. How are you, man?
Good, man. Thanks for having me.
So far, so good here on the Mayhem Fest?
So far, so good. It's been a great tour so far. We've been, you know, until today with a little bit of rain. The weather's been great. The shows have been great. Either way, the rain or shine, it's going to be amazing today as well.
Have you guys won over a lot of young fans? Because I know that's the main reason why you did it. You have a new album coming out, so you need like the right platform.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, you know, I think we're playing in front of course, a lot of new fans. You know, whether they became fans or not is one thing, but yeah, I think that's why we're doing a tour like this. You know, to expand the fan base, play in front of a lot of people that never seen us before, and you know, hopefully they become fans of the band or death metal or what have you. But so far, so good. It's been some great shows for us.
And we got to talk about your new album. It's coming out very soon, and you know what? Like, what you guys always do is make sure you keep flying that flag. No matter what's happening, I'm sure you realize in the festival that with so many bands of diverse calibers, you know, very different bands, you really realize how much you guys impact, you know, what goes on.
Right. Well, you know, I mean, we're a death metal band, you know, and we do our thing, and we've been doing our thing for 25 years, you know. So, yeah, bands have come and gone, styles have come and gone, and all that kind of stuff, and we're pretty consistent, I think, you know, and that's what we want to be and what we try to do. So, so yeah, a little bit weird for us to be on a tour like this. When we did it in 2009, it was a little more our style when you had bands like Slayer and Behemoth and the Black Dahlia Murder, and you know, this time around it's kind of like we looked at the lineup, and they're great bands, but you know, yeah, very different than what we're doing. So. You know, but we looked at that as a good challenge, just to get out here, do our thing, and that's all we can do. But so far so good. You know, I mean, we're just, like you said, we're just keeping the flag going, just, you know, do our thing, and you know, bring the death metal to the masses.
Let's talk about the production of your new album, because I know you were at AUDIOHAMMER working with Jason Suka, with all those guys on there. And why those guys, first of all, and tell us about, you know, the experience of doing this record and what's different about this one.
Right. Well, actually, it was all Mark Lewis. I mean, I know Jason Sukoff and A.K.A. Levy are part of the team as well, but it was all Mark's doing. You know, we used the drum room, of course, over you know, because it's not a real studio. If you're familiar with AUDIOHAMMER, it's kind of like a little mix of, you know, they got to use A.K.A.'s house for the drum room, and then Mark and Jason have you know, their own kind of control room set. But man, what a great experience, you know, a little different for us though, like for those reasons I just mentioned. We're used to being in a Morris Sound or at the Sonic Ranch, or, you know, an actual studio. Eric's, you know, was a real studio. So for us doing it this way was a little bit different, but I enjoyed it. I think it was a lot of fun. It just brought some new, you know, a new excitement to us doing it this way. And yeah, and the way Mark does some things, it's a little bit different than we've done in the past. But I mean, you know, for instance, for me, anyways, you know, just the little things that he brought to the recording. I was using these sticks for the last few years, and they're, you know, pretty thin, not super thin, but you know, when I got into record, he was like, "Man, use these sticks." Hey, could we really try to use some heavier sticks if possible? I mean, I really want to get some more velocity and some. I'm like, all right, I'll try it. I mean, you know, here I go. I've been playing like this for years, and I practiced these songs, you know, for months with these sticks. You know, when you're telling, you know, a drummer to change up his you know, routine a little bit, and you know, I went with it. But I mean, I think it worked out great. I'm glad I did that. You know, no producer's ever told me that before. Hey, maybe we should use that, try that, do that. So I think that it was a big deal. When you listen to the drums on this record, you know, I mean, they're loud. They're just, you know, he did a great job with the sound. So little things like that he brought different to the table. But he did an amazing job. It turned out great.
Hey, Paul, the Rockstar Mayhem Festival has traveled all around the country. It's not done yet. You've done a lot of tours. Which is the best looking crowd in the U.S.? Which are the kids that really stand out? Pretty girls, good looking dudes?
Yeah. I mean, you know, the first show in San Bernardino was huge, of course. I mean, the two tours we did on Mayhem so far, those were probably the biggest shows. Yeah, you know, Chicago was great. Actually, Toronto was an amazing show. I mean, you know, they're all good. That's the whole thing for us. I mean, every day's, you know, something different for us and bigger than we're normally used to doing, you know. We're going to play even if there's less people watching us, say, certain cities. there's still more than would be at a club gig, you know. But you know, I'll tell you, the biggest spectacle probably for us on this tour, which wasn't even a part of Mayhem, is we did the Gathering of the Juggalos last week. So that was a spectacle. Now you want to talk about some crazy stuff going on? That's what that was. But so I think that actually, when we're all said and done, we're going to look back and go, wow, you know, we're still talking about that one today. You know, so I'm sure we'll still be mentioning that one for a long time to come.
Yeah, sticking like a sore thumb, doing this strong for 25 years. Congrats on that. I know it hasn't been easy, but you know what? Again, you're doing it because you want to keep that flag going for death metal and metal in general, and I love it.
Well, thank you so much. Yep, that's what we're doing. You know, we're playing music we love, and you know, we'll be doing it for a long time. That's for sure.
Embodiment, sadistic embodiment, spreading the corruption, flowing this destruction, to obliterate all that is good in this world. You're in the way. Mutilation that pieces is now of and never will be in the way again. Mutilation that pieces is now of and never will be in the way again. Embodiment